many years, hounded by hatred and trapped by fear. I'm in a box, I've got no place to go. If I follow my mind, I know I'll slaughter my own. Help me, I'm the prisoner. Won't you hear my plea? I need somebody, yeah, to listen to me. I beg you, brothers and sisters, I'm counting on you, yeah. Black babies in the womb, shackled and bound, chained by the caveman who keeps beauty down, smacked on the ass when they're squalling and wet, heir to a spineless man who never forgets that he's a prisoner. Can't you hear my plea? 'Cause I need somebody, Lord knows, to listen to me. I'm a stranger to my son who wonders why his daddy runs, yeah.
Peace and love, family. Welcome again to the NEPPC podcast. I'm Brother Frank, and I'm with former political prisoner
Abdul Hawkins Lamb.
53 years. The International African Arts Festival has been celebrated in Brooklyn, New York. And it's an incredible experience. If you haven't been to it, I suggest you do that for the upcoming one. Since I've been involved with that for 5 years, you know, because of Sekou being there and having a table for the U.S. held political prisoners, aka captured freedom fighters. You know, I've experienced something profound regarding the struggle for people's self-determination. You have music, you have dance, you have a number of vendors from all over the United States, from different parts of Africa, engaging, exchanging ideas, exchanging experiences, and just thriving off each other collectively, and really expressing appreciation for our love for our culture. So today, that's what we're going to focus on. What does this mean in terms of who we are as a people, in terms of what it relates to our struggle for self-determination? Brother Abdullah Islam.
Yeah, peace and love out there, family. African Arts Festival, beautiful, beautiful experience. I would say that it is the main event of the summer here in New York. You know, a very, very great event. A family union, you know, seeing people you ain't seen 20, 30, and 40 years. Thousands of people coming together in peace and love. You know, it's all about blackness, all about Africa, about who we are, our history, you know, our honor, our greatness, you know. It is a great medicine, you know, a great upliftment, you know, in consideration to what we've been through. You know, it does, I can't use Frank as an example, but it does Mike Tyson on the history of what we've been through in Chicago, in America. Any of y'all to watch Mike Tyson videos, you know, his fights, you know, he like come with the uppercut, left hook, open hand, right, you know, and I can't use Frank as a model.
Yeah, I'm gonna get knocked out.
But anyway, yeah, but that's what it does, you know, teaches us to love one another, to know who we are, you know, to come together, the unity. You know, so what we see out there is you know, black talk, you know, the conversations, you know, important people that like Brother Charles Barron and his wife, you know, Uhuru was there, you know, and Uhuru, we have a brother, Yashichala, but locked down Uhuru, for political prisoner, you know, for the U.S., claiming that we need Russia to tell us, you know, what we are and what we need to do. You know, it's totally ridiculous. We got him on lockdown. You know, who was there? Many black organizations, black leaders. You know, beautiful, beautiful black people. And one thing I say about that atmosphere, and in every atmosphere like that, you know, around the country, there is love, you know, not one fist fight. You know, in all the years that I've been going to the African Street Festival, I've only seen one incident, and that was because, you know, of a thief. They had to, you know, drag him out of there.
So how many years you been going?
Man, I've been going like almost 30, 40 years, you know, and it's the same thing. You go to Chicago, Atlanta, Cleveland, Philly, Detroit, you know, these events, we have thousands and thousands of black people as peace and love, you know, because we got that type of consciousness at these type of events, you know, knowing who we are, the honor of who we are, you know, learning, you know, being educated on our great history, you know, the great people that came before us, and knowing that we are great people. You know, so what the heck we're gonna start knuckling each other for? We know we're great people. What the heck we're gonna start shooting at each other for? Knowing that we're great people. Another thing that events like this stimulate is people coming together, creatively, you know, using their intelligence, you know, to create an economic, independent economics, not dependent on white supremacy for a job, for a living, for an income, having somebody telling you what to do, when to do it, when to be there, you know, treating you very, very disrespectfully, you know, but it's a freedom, you know, people creating, you know, pretty soon we're going to be having a jury making session, you know, teaching session, you know, at Sister's Place. You know, people who make clothes, people cooking, you know, independently employed. And this is a very great stimulus. I'm going to show you a couple of shirts that I'm in. The Frank, see the brother right there? Frank designed this shirt that I got on. This shirt right here, Brother Frank designed that. Here's one that I designed here. This says, Prophet Muhammad said, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, be kind to women. Y'all can see that? Get the whole thing in there? Okay, here's another. There's another one of mine here. This one says, Black Guns Matter. Y'all can see that? So, I mean, you know, it's easy. You know, we ain't got to depend on the white supremacists to get us a job to make sure that we can take care of food, clothing, and shelter. We can do that all at our own. To get a t-shirt, what you got to do? In New York, all you got to do is go to the 28th and Broadway is the wholesale district in New York. Chicago, right off Division Street on the north side. Okay. Atlanta, I can't remember exactly where the wholesale the place is in Atlanta, but you know these t-shirts, how much they cost? It costs about $1. They give you about $12 a dozen. You know, and you can easily, you know, and this season of the year they move. You know, that's just one example of our own independent economics. There's many other examples, and this is what was displayed, and this is what was happening at the African Street Festival. You know, us being in love with our Africanness. You know, in a situation where we had the most cruel, most violent oppression. You know, had some of our people, feeling like they was less than nothing. You know, so events like this are great motivators. You know, a great life-giving events. You know, and we encourage people to attend these type of events. You know, like I say, they happen all over the country. You know, I've never been to the one in LA, but I understand they have one there. But I've been to one and been to this type of thing in many other cities, and you know, it's a beautiful vibe. You know, and the whole theme is Black Power, Black Love. You know, we're understanding our greatness. You know, I ain't gonna read it right now, but I wrote a poem that's right here, and it's called Great Black People. I ain't gonna read it right now. I'll read that at a later thing, in a poetry jam we're gonna have. It fills you with a wonderful feeling, knowing who you are. You know, we can see that where we come through over the decades because of this type of consciousness. You know, this type of awareness. You know, unity, coming together. You know, in an atmosphere in a country where dog eat dog is what's going on. You know, we ain't gonna be like no dogs. We're gonna be human beings. That's what we act like. You know, and and the Africans have a very great history in of civilization. You know, science. You know, of creating societies. You know, based on justice, decency, you know, and humanity. You know, so it's going to be in other cities around the country. It's going to be these type of events going on. So encourage our people to go and participate, you know, and to love the atmosphere and the vibe. Black Power.
Excellent point. Thank you, as always, when you break down who we are and with that passion and that fire, because that's the conversations that we need to have. We need to be very enthusiastic about who we are as a people and what it means to us when we're talking about our self-determination. And that exactly is what the International African Arts did. It allowed us to really look at who we are as a people and what we need to struggle for. I mean, they had a lane that they called activist lane. So you had a number or grassroots organizations that had tables and were advocating for their issues. You had Cuba C, right? They was dealing with the blockade on Cuba. The brother Jason, he was very much out there and letting people know about what was happening and what they needed to do. He gave information about what was happening, and he also provided at his table, rather the organization provided at their table information regarding the relationship between Cuba and Africa. Because a lot of times, you know, if you're not doing no research, you're unaware about Cuba's role into attacking and eliminating apartheid and in the struggle for Angola's independence. So that was very important and beneficial to those who happened to be there at the time. December 12th movement organization that me and Abdul Haq Islam is part of, as well as the Northeast Political Prisoner Coalition, had their own table. There they talked about reparations, and they talked about we have to make a demand for it, an idea that, you know, is far long overdue. You know, they took the lead on that and let others know that, you know, let's not ignore that, right? Because we seeing what's going on with the two candidates, Trump and Biden, and what they're talking about. We have to let them know that you need to be talking about reparations, because all of them look for our so-called vote to put them in a position to be in that position of power regarding the United States. So that's very important. I know Operation Power, they had the organization there, a representation rather, and a brother Charles Barron, he had his book out there. Operation Power has always took a position regarding U.S. held political prisoners, aka captured freedom fighters. You know, Charles Barron, gotta salute him. Not only is he a fellow Alphabet City resident, a legend in my eyes, but he's also an adamant speaker about U.S. held political prisoners. He on his program, he spoke, or rather somebody in his organization spoke about Joy Powell, and he also wrote a letter for Jalil Abdul-Muttaqim as well as Herman Bell. So he used his position wisely, courageously, and for that we always are in debt to that brother and brothers like him, right? Because obviously, you know, he doesn't exist in isolation. He exists because of his consciousness, and there's those who made him conscious. So that's very important that we recognize his role and we recognize his contribution to that. Then you have Reverend Daughtry. He had his table. Reverend Daughtry has always took a position regarding political prisoners. So we appreciate his long stance on that. You had the Northeast Political Prisoner organization, as I said, that me and Abdul Haq Islam is a part of. We had our table. We took up a collection for political prisoners. I met a very important, powerful sister by the name of Ayula. She made a contribution directly to Joy Powell. I let her know that it went there. I gave her a receipt. She's also interested in doing work with Joy Powell because she's a writer. I have yet to look at some of her writing that she sent me a link. So I apologize to her if she's listening to that now. It's always a challenge to organize my workload, but you know, I'll do better. So that was very powerful and important that I met somebody like her. We had an extensive conversation. I know Kamal Siddiqui's daughter was there. You know, I seen her bond with Charles Barron, and that was good to see that because it inspired us to fight longer and harder and stronger. You seen the children there. The children, they are our future, and we're doing this work to let them know that, you know, Black people are not their worst enemy. Black people are their most important and valuable asset when we are organized and united, and we are understanding that, yes, we have differences, but we have to advocate for the power of the collective, the interests of the collective. And that's why it's very important that we continue to make time for events like this. Because like Abdul Haq Islam said, there's events happening in other places that are just like this. So if you can't make the one in New York, find out what's happening somewhere else and be a part of that. Make connections, network, let people know that you are doing some work and find out what they're doing. Because if you're not doing some work, maybe you could join their organization or support their organization at what other capacity that you are capable of doing. I felt very inspired by the International African Arts Festival. It made me dig deeper into myself regarding the work that I'm a part of. It allowed me to understand that I have to make a continuous commitment to this. I make sure I take enough pictures. Got to make sure that I have these important conversations that are necessary to have. I know Corey and Jasir of Holla, they help us man our table. They help us get the word out about U.S. held political prisoners. I know Tariq Haskins, former political prisoner, he was there at our table. He helped man our table and talk to people about political prisoners, captured freedom fighters. He was on that bullhorn speaking, letting people know. One of the things that Uhuru did that I thought was amazing and powerful was they had people speak. They had me speak on political prisoners for the December 12th movement, and I spoke also on behalf of Northeast Political Prisoner Coalition. This was very powerful, and it was very important to see that, to present ideas to those who are in attendance, right? Because some people might be coming there and thinking about just spending money and thinking about just listening to music, but there are very different aspects or a variety of aspects to our culture, to who we are as a people, to our struggle and fight for self-determination, right? You know, one of them happens to be our politics. And politics is everything. So you have to incorporate that when you have these festivities, because you have to let the people know that, you know, in order for us to continue to grow and advance as a people, we have to be clear politically about what's happening and what needs to be done next. So that's what I got from that. And I'm pretty sure there's more experiences that I have yet to talk about. But I think that as I continue to engage in conversations as this, I can make a reference point to what I witnessed during that time of July 4th to July 7th of 2024 at Commodore Park. You know, I witnessed our people coming together. I witnessed our people taking care of one another. I witnessed that, you know, although you had police presence there, we had our own security, and we communicated with one another, and we resolved our own differences. And that was very inspiring to me, and we did everything with love. So, brother, what was one of the highlights that stood out to you when you were there?
Just the great honor, the beautiful feeling of just being around our people, you know, the thorns and thorns and thorns of our people, you know, many of our people dressed in the African attire, you know, proud of the way we look, proud of, you know, what was, you know, unique for us, you know, the way we dress. I don't know if y'all can see this. Anyway, these pants, I don't know if y'all can see them, but that's African. You know, people are proud of being African, being in touch with themselves, you know, and you know, letting it flow, showing it out, shining, you know, letting Africa shine, you dig, radiating, you know, and it is a whole vibe, you know, a complete atmosphere, you know, one that is easily to love, you know, and you know, thinking about when, you know, when you come together in events like this, in situations like this, you know, there's this talk about what's going on in the world today. What's going on in the world today, you know, is very, very relevant to Black people. You know, the near future is coming up. You know, we got to really unify and come together and organize, because you know, we're coming into an election year, you know, in which we have the great proponent of genocide, murdering babies heartlessly, you know, killing women and children, you understand, blowing them up and knowing that they're doing that. And President Biden on the one hand, and with fascist Trump, you know, and you know, we have to prepare ourselves and organize, you know, in a real way, to defend ourselves, because if Trump loses, the maniacs gonna go crazy, and if he wins, it's gonna empower those fascist groups, you understand, to be on the rampage. So we have to organize in a real way for self-defense, not just talking about it, not just, tough talking, nothing like that, but we have to be really engaged in a life and death struggle, because literally that's what's coming up in the very near future, and we got to get ready for it. So when we come together in large groups like this, we feel our power. We know, who we are. We understand our essence. And it gives us the inspiration, to survive and live and prosper, and move forward, march forward as a people, and we have this great army of people to come together, we feel very much power in our being, so we're saying black power on into the future, black power on the march, black power, you understand, in our political uppercuts, right crosses, and left hooks, you understand, upside the head of white supremacy. Black power, you understand, freedom for our people, black power, black love, right on.
Absolutely. Black power is going to sustain us, right? And black power means that we are focused, we are disciplined, we are organized. And that's exactly what the political prisoner represents, the continuation of the manifestation of black power. But when we look at black power, we're looking at what Stokely Carmichael was telling us about. This is what we need to advocate for, and this is what we need to organize for, right? Stokely Carmichael, formerly known rather as Stokely Carmichael, Kwame Ture, told us about the importance of organizing. That's why he would always say organize, organize, organize. And at the International African Arts Festival, that's what you've seen. You've seen us organized, us focused, people cleaning up after themselves, people communicating with one another, exchanging ideas, exchanging experiences. And a brother was telling me about the struggle to control the curriculum at Ocean Hill, Brownsville, and the East. He shared that knowledge with me, and that was something that's a great history. Exactly. So that's exactly what you was around. You was around the people letting me know that, oh, they personally knew Imam Jamil Al-Amin. The brother said that before he would come on, too, they would light a match and then they blow it out. Brother Imam Jamil Al-Amin, because he was going to light it up and he was going to be very fiery with his speech. And, I appreciated that, because as he's telling me it, he's smiling and he's laughing, and he took he was very prideful in being a part of that important history, because Imam Jamil Al-Amin, he's waiting to come home, right? But we have to fight stronger and harder, and we got to be committed to that fight. We don't let our political prisoners die in prison. That is the objective, Don't let your political prisoners die in prison. Don't let them be forgotten, right? Or don't let her be forgotten, because there are political prisoners that are females. One of them is by the name of Reverend Joy Powell. We had the honor of visiting her recently, and that was, as always, very inspiring. We exchanged ideas, and we're building a stronger relationship with this sister. She represents, that unbroken spirit that is necessary when you take up a position that you're not going to accept nothing else but the uninterrupted development of your people's self-determination. It's freedom or death. That's very serious. And we have to know that we have a future generation relying on what we decide we're going to do and not do. That's why we give you the information that we give you. We encourage you to please write to a political prisoner. You got Imam Jamil Al-Amin, you got Reverend Joy Powell, you got Mumia Abu Jamal, and there's others, right? As we continue to do our podcast, we're going to elaborate on other political prisoners that we don't talk about often enough. We apologize for not doing enough for them, right? But we have so much resources. So one of the things that we do is we exchange our resources with other organizations that are committed to doing the work to free U.S. held political prisoners. Because there's always something that somebody can do. The work needs to be done. And, you know, for the organizers of the International African Arts Festival, thank you tremendously for your work. Let's continue to uphold our rich and powerful culture, our rich and powerful tradition, our rich and powerful struggle and history for our own self-determination. Where we do these celebrations, let's always recognize our political prisoners. That's why at the Northeast Political Prisoner Coalition, we recognize Sekou Odinga. That was the first year that he wasn't there because of his transition. Since I've been involved with the Northeast Political Prisoner Coalition and having a table at the International Arts Festival. Let's continue to fight in spirit. As my shirt say, be Sekou. That's theory and practice. Sekou. Talk.
That's another one he designed.
Nah, I can't take credit for it.
I'm sorry.
Somebody else did it, and I appreciate it for making it available. So, you know, we close out this episode with those incredible words. You got any closing words, my brother?
Yeah, I want to close with what I intended on starting with, you know, and I apologize to Sister Joy Powell. You know, I wanted to go, you know, to visit the last visit that they had, but I found out at the last minute that there was no room in the car, you know, and I had bought a new outfit to wear up there and everything. So I hope that the sister gets this message, you know, sees it, and the next time that there's a visit, you know, I will be there, you know, even if I find out like this time that there's 2 people, 3 people in the car, then I'll just, you know, take a bus up there, you know, to get up there for the same day visit, you know. So, you know, stay strong. I heard this, you know, the sister's strong, taking care of a whole lot of business. Stay strong, be an example for the sisters up there, you know, in the spirit of Asad Shakur, you know, hit them hard, you know, Black power, peace, and love.
Yes, and I just want to apologize for the fact that one person was supposed to be in the car with us to make the visit. He didn't show up. I should have communicated better and made arrangements to make the necessary adjustments to have you on that visit. But we're going to do better moving forward.
Next time,
before we close out, we just want to say Black Power salute to our brother Sugar Ray, who's been a consistent supporter of helping us organize to free our political prisoners. Since I met him, he's been providing me with resources. July 31st is the day that he shows his documentary at the movie theater on 57th Street. Please share this flyer that I'm showing right now. Support this brother. He's doing some incredible work, and you know, the best is yet to come. So we're just going to sound off by saying, you know, if you're interested in supporting this work, contact me at 347-679-3936. Again, that's 347-679-3936. Send me a text. Let me know your talents, and we'll utilize it accordingly. What's the call?
Free them all.
What's the call?
Free them all.
What's the call?
Free them all.
What's the call?
Free them all.